Hi everyone, this is my EDN 328 Assignment 2 proposal by Shakil Kondasamy. My student number is 322366847. Chicago Primary is located in a low socioeconomic area within the North Metropolitan area of Perth. There's a diverse student body. There are several Aboriginal, refugee and immigrant students found at Chicago Primary. The school receives funding for ESL and ELL learners as there are a high percentage of students found within the area. 2019 NAPLAN data results determined the school's literacy level was below average. As a direct result, I'll be writing a proposal to the school to open literacy and language development classes for Year 2 students. As earlier the intervention, the better, and the classes will be specifically catering for students' literacy needs. The additional funding from the government will be needed to start the setup for the selected class. Classroom proposal reasoning. The classroom that I'll be proposing to occur at Chicago Primary will have 15 students. 3 are ESL and ELL learners, 2 Indigenous students, and 2 students diagnosed with dyslexia. 13 of the students fall under the RTI's Tier 2 and another 2 students fall under the RTI model Tier 3. These Tier 3 students will require an individual learning plan and education assistant by their side. These students are at risk with literacy and language development within a mainstream setting, thus creating specific learning classroom will benefit their learning needs. My rationale. The program that I have selected to boost the students with their literacy skills with the aims of returning them to mainstream classes is the Jolly Phonics program. The benefits of the Jolly Phonics program, it is structured curriculum that allows for plentiful opportunities and repetition for literacy practice. Jolly Phonics has allowed students with dyslexia to overcome their disability and return to the mainstream classroom. Jolly Phonics implement multiple strategies that include multisensory, synthetic games, role play, fun, and 42-letter noises. The multisensory approach for teaching dyslexia is the recognized standard approach. A study done by the Impact Report 2015 displayed that Jolly Phonics is an effective program for ESL and ELL learners. Objectives. The reasoning behind selecting Jolly Phonics program, it allows for learners to start from the basic of literacy teaching, and students will be taught synthetic phonics as well. To establish reading skills for low literacy level students, Jolly Phonics has incorporated an intensive phonics component. To create successful readers, the Jolly Phonics outcomes aim to develop students' literacy levels, focus on students' understandings on phonics instruction, and their ability to use it. Jolly Phonics state it will help students by being fluent in 42-letter sounds and know how to use them, successful formation of letters, familiarized to tricky/hard words, reading skills will be extended, segmenting skills enhanced with spelling, students will turn into independent readers and enhance their writing abilities. The structure of the course. The Jolly Phonics structured program will be teaching students the introductory to blending, segmenting, and formation of words through 42-letter sounds. The skills found below will be in detail the learning for the program. Developing an understanding of letter sounds. So if you can see on the right of us this image here, it demonstrates the letter sounds that will be taught to the students. There are about 42 letter sounds found within this space. Learning and creating letter formation. This will be taught with the letter sounds. Teachers can allow students to create letters via dot connections, tracing on paper, and demonstrating this on personal whiteboards. Hard words are irregular words that are an exception to the phonics rule, but students will be learning them throughout the program. Segmenting and blending. Once students have mastered letter sounds, development of blending and segmenting skills can occur. Structure. The initial stage of the program will require the teacher to implement a diagnostic task prior to commencing the program. It is highly recommended that LES by Motif diagnostic task is used, as it is specifically designed for dyslexic students. Then implement the Jolly Phonics program once the teacher is aware of where the students are at and once the skill level. This course can be found on the this program can be found on the website, and once the students have completed the Jolly Phonics program, the teacher must then re-implement a diagnostic task to evaluate students' learning, and if students are still struggling or not at the ability to return into mainstream, teachers are to then scaffold the students' learning. My future teaching practice. This unit allowed me allowed my practice to improve when teaching literacy language. I now feel confident teaching mainstream students and students with learning difficulties. I will address learning difficulties and learning disabilities. I will address this by implementing a diagnostic task at the additional stage to gauge students' ability and provide further scaffolding and tasks when needed. The unit has given myself an extended knowledge on students with learning disabilities and the circumstances they face at school. I now have several strategies and techniques that I can use to ensure my future learning disability students are comfortable within the classroom. Thank you for listening to my speech by Shaquille Kondasamy.